I definitely felt that Richard was my soulmate. Love of my life. That's why I married him twice.
Richard Pryor had 7 marriages to 5 women, 2 of them twice.
Richard Pryor's first wife was named Patricia Price.
And then he married Shelley. After Shelley came Deborah, and then after Deborah, me.
And there was Flynn. He married her twice.
And then me. How many times is that?
Richard Pryor and women. Oh, man.
So he had a lot of women and a lot of wives and a lot of children. He's not alone in that in the entertainment world. But he talked about it.
I really am trying. I really am trying. I'm telling you, I'm trying, okay? But it's hard to wake up and see the same person all the time.
He said you have to wake up with the same person day after day. So really what he was addressing was the kind of boredom of day-to-day living. Richard had a hard time knowing that and living a kind of, you know, existence that wasn't a party every day.
The night after he was married with Jennifer, he knocked on his lawyer's door and said, I want a divorce. The following morning.
That was because Richard felt that it was critically important for him to conquer you.
It was a game with him. It was a sport.
And then once you gave in, well, now the interest was very much less.
It's a result of what he was exposed to in Peoria, where you grew up in the whole house and there's lies, there's cheating, there's all of those things in that world. What he's seeing there impressed on his mind his thoughts about women.
So it's complex for Richard, because he never had the normal kind of upbringing that all of us nice middle-class people had.
How do you grow up liking women when you're born and brought up in a house of prostitution? I would think that you would think that every woman was on the make or on the take.
I did.
Some of the mistrust that he may have had with his wives or women he was with, it's a result of what he was exposed to. But when he was exposed to it, it was in Peoria.
His mother actually ran away from the brothel when he was only 5 or 6 because she didn't want to be part of that life.
What does it do to a kid when his mother leaves when he's 6?
I hated her.
You hated her?
Yeah. I didn't understand why she'd leave me with them.
Richard could not trust that betrayal wasn't right around the corner. As a result, he betrayed people. As a result, he punished people for real or imagined betrayal.
Pryor tells a story in his live in concert special about getting arrested for killing a car, is how he puts it.
He was mad with his lady and he shot her car with a .357 Magnum.
And it seemed fair to kill my car to me, right? Because my wife was gonna leave my ass. You know, I said, not in this you ain't. No, Lord. No, if you leave, you'll be driving them hush puppies you got on.
If she had just ran down the driveway, she would have got away. But the fact that she tried to get away with the Mercedes, wait a damn minute.
Then the police came, I went in the house. Because they got Magnums too. And they don't kill cars. They kill.
He's so funny. Like the timing of it, the sounds that he's figured out how to make. And now, watching that, you're thinking, his wife must have been terrified.
Because he had beaten her. So she was running away, so the only car she had her hands on was the Mercedes.
In terms of his relationship with the women in his life, I think that the closer they came to him, the more ugliness they often experienced, just as he had lived in fear when he was growing up.
Richard had a simmering rage all the time. It was just something innate with him, like a genetic defect.
He learned from his childhood that love was tangled up in violence, and he never could quite separate those in terms of his relationships with women.
The Mac really hit home for Richard in the sense that it was about a pimp.
And the bitch is fine. That's okay, when I finish with I'll let you have it.
He found himself immersed back in that life, that pimp life of his father and his uncle.
You know what I mean? Talking about players. They ain't no players. I'm drunk now. You know what I mean? I'm kind of drunk.
It didn't go well. So when he came back to L.A., we had no money. So he decided that he wanted me to go to the Beverly Hills Hotel and find a trick and bring home the money. I tried. I mean, I got in the car and I drove to the Beverly Hills Hotel, and finally I decided I couldn't do it. And when I drove home, Richard was enraged that his attempt at pimping me did not work. He had been drinking Courvoisier. He already had plenty of drugs in his system, and he started beating me with the Courvoisier bottle.
These are horrible moments, you know, very damaging moments for the women who wanted to love him.
He learned it from his father. His father was not only violent with women, but his father was violent with him.
My father was scary, boy. I'd piss on myself. Sometimes he'd call my name, Richard, huh?
I think it was very easy for him to strike out without thinking. And then he was always contrite and always sorry.
He fell to the floor and started begging me, "Mama, help me. Mama, I'm sick, help me." And he passed out.
But yeah, I fought back. I was one of the ones who fight back. They say about domestic violence that the women who fight back either end up leaving or killing. So basically, I had to get out of Dodge. But I understood that anger, and when he could channel it was when he was brilliant.
And I had a fight with my father one time. It wasn't exactly a fight, but I did the best I could. And he hit me in the chest. He hit me so hard, my chest just caved in and wrapped around his fist. And I held on to it with my chest. I would not let it go so he could hit my ass again. And everywhere he moved his arm, I was hanging on like this.
You know that the path to that joke was painful, and the world is laughing.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.